Alright everybody, Shock16 back once again for the Renegade Master, back once again for a new video. This time it is a PlayStation 1 pickups video. Yeah, been a while since I've done PlayStation 1 pickups. A lot of people have been asking me over the last few months and that if I'm still collecting for the PlayStation, and the answer to that is yes, I am. Yeah, I've had a big, well, not a big stack, but I've had a nice little stack of games to show off since probably before Christmas. But in fact, I think I was going to do a video around Christmas, but I still had a few games that were still in the post. They didn't come like on time, if you know what I mean. And then by the time they did come, it was like literally right upon Christmas. And yeah, I don't really do much filming around Christmas, as I imagine many of you folks out there don't. Around Christmas, you don't want to be really doing videos and stuff, do you? It's like family time and stuff in it, so yeah. Yeah, making the most of being off work, which nowadays, this year, who knew? Who knew we was going to get all this time off this year? Anyway, so yeah, PlayStation pickup. So, how many games I've got here? I've got 5 there, 9 games to show you here. So yeah, a few of these though, I'm not going to blow smoke up your arse, a few of these I haven't even played before, but I'll tell you why as we get to them, as to why that I've actually bought them. So yeah, I'll start off with this little pile here, because these all came off the same seller. This was a bundle of games that I got. So first thing is, ignore the price. Like some of them, they must have come from like a wholesaler at one point, or a shop or something that, you know, that does kind of pre-owned games or something like that, because they've got prices wrote on the front of them, a couple of them in like marker. But ignore the prices, because one of the games on it has got like £14 on it, and I did not pay £14 for one game. I think the whole bundle, and it came to about that with postage, so yeah. Completely ignore them. And the second thing to ignore is the condition of some of these cases are being swapped out. That's why I didn't pay that amount of money for a single game, because yeah, this bundle was kind of a cheap bundle, but you know, you kind of get what you pay for, and that means a lot of the cases are damaged and shit like that. So yeah, but I've got cases to swap them out with, so I'm not really bothered. But yeah, anyway, so here we go. So this is what actually drew me to this bundle, actually, is because there's a certain person to blame for this, a fellow YouTuber by the name of SNEStastic Pete. So yeah, he always bangs on about this kind of franchise, and that franchise is James Bond. He's like an advocate for Bond games. Obviously some of them are better than others and stuff like that, but yeah, Pete was doing a video. I don't know if he was if he'd picked up these actual games that I've got himself, or if it was just Bond games in general that he was talking about. And I thought, you know what, I haven't played a Bond game in ages, so as I was collecting for the PlayStation 1, and I still am collecting for PlayStation 1, I thought I'll check out some of the PlayStation 1 titles that came out. So yeah, I saw this bundle and it actually had 2 James Bond games in it, so I thought, oh, there you go then, I'll just buy that bundle and whatever other games I get with it, I get with it, kind of thing. Well, I knew what games I was getting because obviously I bought the bundle, but anyway. So yeah, the first one is Pierce Brosnan, Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, good film, shit game. Yeah, this might have been good for the time or whatever like that, but this plays in third person. So yeah, it's basically just a third person shooter James Bond game. You know how these games play out, basically like that. So, but the controls on this are absolutely horrendous. I mean, I know I have problems going back to like this era of games now without the analog, dual analog sticks. So yeah, going back to like D-pad controls and stuff like that, I find that hard enough as it is. But this takes the absolute piss, this game, for some reason. I cannot aim on it. I just cannot hit anything on it. The movement is so dodgy and sluggish and stuff like that. and I'm struggling just to get past the first part of the game. I mean, early on in the game you get a sniper rifle, and I thought I'll use the sniper rifle because that will give me more time to focus on enemies, like I can hone in on them and I can pick them off from a distance, so when they start running at me I've got time to like readjust and shoot or something. And even the sniper rifle controls was absolutely horrendous on it. So yeah, I've got to say I don't like this game. I might just shift it on, it might be going. I don't think I'm going to keep it, but yeah, it was in the bundle, so yeah, and it was cheap, so there you go. That's Tomorrow Never Dies. So the next one is The World Is Not Enough. So yeah, in the sequence of the movies. Funny because this is the better game. Worse movie, better game. Better movie, shitter game. So yeah, this is what I mean about price, because look, someone's wrote £7 on this. Again, as if I would pay £7 for a James Bond game. Well, of this era anyway. So yeah, I think these worked out about £2 each or something like that. A couple of the games might have been worked out about £4 each, something like that. But the Bond ones, I think, clocked in at about a couple of quid each. Anyway, so yeah, The World Is Not Enough. Now this shits all over that game. This one I am going to keep. So yeah, they've switched it up on this. The gameplay is a lot different on, well, it's different. Basically, you're not third person on this. You're first person. This is an FPS. And yeah, the game just plays a lot better. And it plays with analog. Unfortunately not dual analog, just single analog, but the movement on it is just so much easier, it's so much smoother. It does take a bit of time to get used to again, like I said, going back to this era of games, it always does when you know, used to a modern control kind of setup. But yeah, after like so long of playing this, then you soon kind of get used to the control, and it's nice and fluid. And yeah, so it's an FPS James Bond game. You've got your gadgets and stuff like that, so you've got like your mobile phone that you can use to like block camera signals and stuff like that, and gets you through security barriers and stuff like that. And you've got like your lockpick credit card and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, James Bond and his gadgets. But yeah, other than that, there's not much to say about it, other than this is one of the better titles, especially when you compare it to that. So yeah, this one is definitely a keeper. Next up is Apocalypse. So yeah, Bruce Willis. So I don't know if you've ever read about this game. I've read about it a very long time ago, so I can only give you a brief overview of like the controversy about it. But apparently this was developed as a different game, and then it got stuck in development hell for about 3 years or something like that. And it's originally was going to be like a buddy cop kind of storyline to it or something like that. That's how it was originally developed, and the AI, like your AI partner, was going to be played by Bruce Willis. But then they, like I say, it got stuck in development hell for about 3 years or something like that, and then they switched it round, and they needed to like claw back some money that they invested into this game, so they released it in like 98. Like I say, I think it was first developed in like 95, 96 or something like that. And yeah, and it got switched so that Bruce Willis became the main character. But because it took so long and stuff like that, Bruce Willis's dialogue got cut down and stuff like that. He had like less and less involvement with the game over time, but they still had like the rights to his likeness and his voice and stuff like that. So they used him, and they just basically plastered his name across the top of it and stuff, basically just to sell the game. So the game that came out is not the game that was originally planned, but still. And yeah, because of that, I think this game gets panned a bit actually. But to me, I didn't know any of that controversy back in the day. It's just one of those games that I picked up and I enjoyed playing. So yeah, if you've never played this game, I was trying to think of a way to describe the play style of it. And I was going to go for isometric, you know, overhead kind of view, like run and gun kind of thing. But the thing is, the camera angle on this doesn't always stay in that kind of view. So yeah, if you're like running down a corridor or something like that, the camera like pans behind you and it's third person. But then, like I say, if you go into an outer space, then the camera will shift upwards and give you like a more of like a overhead isometric view. But then if you shoot in, so like if there's a part where you're running across bridges and then there's a bridge in the background with enemies on it, so you kind of have to shoot to the side, but then the camera kind of pans around and gives you like a more like a kind of, is it a 2.5 kind of 3D, like pseudo 3D kind of sideways camera angle. So like the camera's always switching to accommodate the play style of like where you're shooting and stuff like that. So yeah, it's got a rocking 90s soundtrack on it, and it's got Bruce Willis, but yeah, his dialogue is very kind of cut down. It's basically just him spitting out one-liners like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and what was the other one, these guys look like they could use some more lead in their diet and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a rare, but yeah. God, I've got to stop saying that. But yeah, so this is just, I think it's a really fun game. It's kind of in the same vein for me as Loaded. If you ever played Loaded on the PlayStation 1, where you just, it's just like a run and gun and you just blast everything in sight, then this is going to be right up your alley, I think. And yeah, so if it does get panned, I might be talking shit, but if it does get panned because it's not the game that it was meant to be, I'd say still play it. I would recommend it. I think it's a great game. So yeah, the next two are games that I haven't actually, well, I tell a lie, I've played a little bit of one of them. So this is the one that was marked up for £14, so yeah. Don't know, is this game actually like sought after or something like that? I don't know. Or is it just, like I say, just an old price tag to £14, but yeah. I definitely did pay that. Anyway, so yeah, Fade to Black. This is kind of a third person kind of blend of Tomb Raider, Resident Evil kind of style. It doesn't have like the tank controls of Resident Evil, but it has that kind of style of like the way it looks. But it would play more like Tomb Raider and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is, I have played a couple of minutes of this, but yeah, it was just in the bundle, and that's why I had it, because I thought, you know, for the price of like a couple of quid do you know what I mean? For the trouble of saying, take that out, it wasn't worth it. Just to like knock a couple of quid off the bundle, it weren't worth it. I thought, you know, yeah, at the time, like when I was looking at the bundle, I thought, I've never played that game, so I thought I'd give it a punt. Do you know what I mean? Just for the couple of more quid. For the sake of a couple of quid, like. But when I played it, yeah, I realised that it is a game that I've played a little bit of before. Oh, sorry, hiccup. A little bit of before in the past. But yeah, one thing I didn't know is that this is actually a sequel to Flashback. So yeah, if you've ever played Flashback, which was very different in gameplay, because Flashback was more like 2D, weren't it? It was 2D, but it was like full motion captured player, like the movements and stuff was like, yeah. Hard game that was, Flashback, if I remember rightly. So that's probably a hard game as well. If it's anything like that, it's going to be hard as well. And then the last one is another game that I've never played off. This is kind of beat up. Yeah, the game case is really cracked there. Bloody hell. I won't open it up because it'll probably fall to pieces. But yeah, that's Mission Impossible. Another game that I've never played. It looks like a third person shooting 'em up, and I'm hoping it controls a lot better than Tomorrow Never Dies. Otherwise, it's another one that will just get shifted on. But yeah, it was in the bundle, so I thought again, for the sake of a couple of quid, I might as well take it on, give it a punt, do you know what I mean, and see what it's all about. It might be good, might be shit. I remember it being in all the magazines at the time when it came out and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know if it got good reviews or not. I don't think, much like the James Bond games, it's probably not Tom Cruise doing the voice acting on there. Even the likeness, I don't think they've even got permission to use Tom Cruise's likeness because the character looks nothing like him. But yeah, yeah, I doubt it's him doing the voice because, like I said, in the James Bond games, it's not Pierce Brosnan doing the voice. I don't even think they've got Judi Dench doing M, because M sounds more like, kind of like a younger voice in The World Is Not Enough Anyway. When you get your briefings, it sounds like a younger person, but doing like a really posh English accent. Doesn't sound like Judi Dench. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, these are nicer condition games now because, like I said, these were. I probably paid going rate. Well, I didn't pay going rate actually on 2 of these, but that's a story. So we'll get there. Oh, right. You can tell I've not done this for a while because I'm rabbiting on a bit, but so yeah. Anyway, Need for Speed 3. Another game that I have never played. So why did you pick it up, Sharks? I'll tell you why I picked it up. Because I own Need for Speed on the Sega Saturn. I would have got it in the PlayStation 1, but there's no point in... I don't see the point in having the same game twice. I imagine there's not much difference, if any, between the Sega Saturn version and the PlayStation 1 version of it. But in one of my other PlayStation pickups, you might have noticed that I picked up Need for Speed 2. And I picked that up because I like Need for Speed 2 as well, but it's one of those games that you don't really see a lot of people pick up and talk about and stuff like that. Kind of gets overshadowed a bit. But yeah, the third one is one that has totally passed me by. Never picked it up, never played it. So I picked it up just for the sake of checking it out and seeing what it's like. I would like to know what they improved on from Need for Speed 2 and stuff like that. Yeah. I think they added... Is this the first Need for Speed where they added split screen though? 2-player split screen, so you could play it on like the same computer kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, Need for Speed 3, is it any good? Let me know, comments below, if you've played it or not. Now these 2 games, absolute steal. Absolute steal. So every now and again, I'll have a cheeky bid on those, you know, those 99p auctions that you see, where they normally like ramp up at the end, like in the last couple of hours, they'll just ramp up and ramp up. They start off at like the lowest price possible and then they ramp up. But every now and again, I'll have a cheeky, I'll throw a pound on, do you know what I mean? Throw minimal on it, and then if I win it, I win it. Like 1 in 30 auctions or something like that, you might actually win it. You might get lucky. Well, that's what I did this time around. So, and the game is Toka touring cars. So yeah, this is kind of an iconic game, isn't it? Kind of like a well-known game for the PlayStation 1. But it's not one that I had a lot of experience with. So the story goes with this, is I borrowed this off a guy who I went to school with. I think I went to school, when did this come out? 97, so yeah. I would have been stubbing at school then. Just. So yeah. He borrowed me this game, but it was one of those games that I had a quick blast on, and then I just put it in the drawer and I never played on it until he asked me. He said, "Oh, do you mind giving me that game back? Like, can I have my game back now?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem." Do you know what I mean? Didn't tell him that I'd already played it, but the day before I went to school and gave it him back, I can remember thinking, you know what? I've not actually played much of this game, and I put it in. And then I can remember getting kind of hooked on the gameplay of it and thinking, this is actually a good game. Why haven't I played this? Do you know what I mean? I've had it all this time and I'm only playing it now the day before I've got to give it back to the dude. And yeah, so I bought... So yeah, I've hunted this down and I've not played it since I've got it back. But yeah, I'm just going on the strength of that one day. Enjoying it that one day. So... yeah, who knows? It might not be as good as I remember, but like I say, 99p bid and I won it. So yeah, you can't go wrong for 99p. You can't get shit for 99p nowadays, can you? Apart from this game. And the next one. And the next game is Toka 2. Toka Touring Cars 2, the sequel. So yeah, I didn't even know Toka Touring Cars had a sequel. But the guy that was selling that on eBay also had this listed, you know, on where it gives you recommendations where it says, is it this seller's other listed items or something like that, whatever it says, and it was like at the bottom. So I clicked on it, and again 99p. So yeah, I just stuck 99p on, and I won them both. So yeah, I definitely never played this because I didn't even know it existed. But you know, for 99p. So for the sake of, yeah. £1.98 posted for two PlayStation games. So now the next one, I played about going rate on this, and this game is kind of a mid-range game now. I didn't think it went for as much as it did, but I paid round about, I would say I got a good price on it, but yeah, I didn't get much knocked off it. Probably 2 or 3 quid less than what it goes for normally, if that. But yeah, that game is Crash Bandicoot. So yeah, what drew me to this is that this is it. I don't know if you can see it actually, you could probably... But this game is like minty condition. It looked really good on the auction that I was bidding on. But yeah, and I thought, you know what? Like I said, it was round about going price. Like it was coming to the end of the auction. I thought, you know what? I'll just put a cheeky bid in. I might get it, might not. And but yeah, when it ended and stuff like that, I was really pleased with it because I thought, you know what? That's a really good copy. And as you can see, that demo there. So the demo disc included. It comes with Tekken 2, Wipeout 2097, Destruction Derby 2, Monster Trucks, and Formula 1. So yeah, that's all in there and stuff like that. And yeah, and like I say, this... I don't even know if like the play... It's like, when you open it, it's even got a new... It smells new. Like it's a brand new game. I mean, the case does have a couple of marks on it. I mean, it is really nice for a PlayStation 1 game. But yeah, it's just when you open it up, you get that whiff of newness about it. So yeah, it must be a game that nobody played. So yeah, Crash Bandicoot is classic platformer game, 3D platformer game. Yeah, kind of an iconic. He was like, was he meant to be like the PlayStation mascot or something like that? He never really took off though, did he? Really? I mean, I know he had more than one game and stuff like that, and he even had a kart racer, Crash Team Racing, which is a good game. That's probably the only other Crash Bandicoot game I've ever played, you know. So I've never played any other in the series. I just didn't really connect with the Crash Bandicoot as a series, but I loved that first game, so it was like a no-brainer. I just had to pick it up. And there you go. So there you go, guys. That's all I've got to show you. I'm going to wrap this up quickly because my battery light is flashing at me, so I think it's going to die in a minute soon. So yeah, I'll see you soon for the next video. See you then. Bye-bye.